called Gotta Get Out the Ghetto, and this is a socially conscious poem. It's quite meaningful to me. I wrote it at a difficult time in my life, so I hope you guys can relate and I hope you like it. I gotta get out the ghetto. A congested urban space with people surviving below the poverty line. A place of high crime, unemployment, and failing schools. A cycle of deprivation that can be so cruel. Surrounded by screw faces, bubbling anger, and minimal positive thoughts. Confined to live here, because of custom or lack of choice. Because down the road where the big houses are, we have no voice. The corroding tower blocks that loom over our hazardous streets, forcing us to constantly be on our feet. No role models to follow. I gotta get out this ghetto. They stare at me with revulsion as I penetrate through their shattered doors. I come from the same struggle as them, only to be lessened by their internal flaws. I can see their minds working, they think I'm capable of so little. They've already signed my underclass committal. I never knew how powerless I could be or feel. My own people cause my heart to fluctuate until the system kneel. I feel to scream, you're all like me, but yet you're stepping on me. I'm a human being, not just another fiend. A little bit of power makes insecure people feel like kings, lions of the slum, the ghetto that we are all trapped in. Poisonous minds, now they're sitting on a false throne. Another reason why I gotta get out this ghetto and find a real home. I'm trying to move to the other side of the borough, to add 5 years to my life expectancy, to give my children the chance to thrive and have a spectacular destiny. I want them to really live, not just survive. I don't want my daughter to become some waste man's baby mum. I don't want to go to jail to visit my son. But the ghetto is polluted and I'm forced to inhale the fumes. The streets breed a different type of need, a different kind of greed. Pessimistic and unrealistic dreams, promised by the aspirations of a society where the divide between rich and poor is much greater than it seems. He can't feed his kids, but he's got fresh crepe, a drawer, and a brand new trim. Chasing down his next victim to breed so he can become the king of his ghetto dream. Because this materialism gives him meaning to his otherwise empty existence. The streets are as fragile as Lego. I just know that I've got to get out of this ghetto. I'm working and paying taxes and trying not to abuse the system. But the system is abusing me. It's suppressing me, breaking me, belittling me. See, no one told me that the system only works against people like me. I don't talk right, my skin ain't right, and into their world I have no real insight. I'm from the ghetto, and that's where they put people like me. I feel like giving up and becoming another statistic. Stereotypical single mum living in a council flat and surviving on welfare benefits. I know I'm capable of so much more, but I'm constantly at war. Because the ghetto won't let me go, and mainstream society won't let me in. So I lay here in my ghetto, divulging in my ghetto sins. There's always been a system in place to create suppression. Segregating society so dictators can have a herd of horse that don't ask any questions. Knowledge is power and I got way too much. I educated myself about my history, colony, and the ills of our society. And now the demons of my knowledge are constantly haunting me. My ideology has been created from exposure to the extremes. I lived in the ghetto and had to watch misery and broken dreams. Crackheads walking street next to school children. A cycle of children having children and not knowing how to raise them. Drugs, poverty, misery, stress, the ills of the ghetto, a community in a mess. I try to rise, no matter how low the destruction around me makes me go. I've got to keep fighting, because I've got to get out of this ghetto. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Wasn't that so beautiful, guys? That was so amazing, wasn't it? And Farida's only been doing this for how long now?
About a year now.
1 year. Can you believe that, guys? That's amazing. One more round of applause for Farida. 1 year. That's so inspirational. I mean, those poems were so touching. They really, really were. What's your inspirations?
It's just basically my life. I've got 2 kids and they inspire me so much, but it's just my interpretation of the world, it's my voice.
Wow. And so what really inspires like, your lyrics in terms of like, what do you mainly write about?
Everything I go through. So something happens to me, I go home and I put it down on pen and paper. I find it easier to write than to even talk to people sometimes. So poetry is my form of expression.
And so are you creating all these poems for like an album?
Yes, I've got an EP coming out at the end of the year. It's called Crack Concrete. So yeah, watch out for that. And you can follow me on Twitter at Farida Momtaz, on Facebook, YouTube and everything else as well.
And if you guys got any more questions, Farida will still be here to answer those questions and also to give some contact details. Farida, you did an amazing performance. Thank you so much for gracing us. That was very unique. We really appreciated it. Didn't we, guys? That was really touching. Thank you so much.